What's up, guys? Python here, back with another video. And today we're going to talk about a couple different things that happened when it came to the New York Rangers, since today it is media day / also training camp starting up again. So that starts up tomorrow. And Gallant, we got a sneak peek of what the lines might be. And then we also had Vince Mercogliano, who kind of told us what the lines would be, also tweet out a couple different updates. So we're going to talk about all of them. So before we do all of this, be sure to leave a like on the video if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. Going to cover heavily the Rangers here on the channel as the season is kicking off very soon. And I appreciate all the support lately, and I appreciate anyone that came to the live stream. If you did, you still don't want to miss this, because we're going to go a bit more in depth when it comes to things. So in terms of the first thing, let's address the big elephant in the room, the top 9 forwards, because that is what is going crazy on Twitter right now. That is what has everyone talking and everyone up in arms right now. But there's a couple different things. So if you're living under a rock or you're not on Twitter, I don't know. But what we saw from Vince Mercogliano, the first tweet we saw is Lafreniere will not be playing on the left, or he will be playing on the left side next year. That automatically raised some eyebrows, because his expectation was he was going to play on the right side of Kreider and Zibanejad. And then it's like, oh, okay, maybe Kreider's going to play on the right side. But then we find out just a few minutes later, Vince Mercogliano with a tweet saying that it is going to be the kid line this year, according to Gallant. So that I thought was very bizarre. I think that nobody was expecting it. And then we saw Kravtsov is going to be playing with Panarin and Trocheck to start things, and we're going to see Blais with Kreider and Zibanejad. So that is your top 9 for this year, and I find it very interesting that that's the way they're going to go about it. And listen, I said it numerous times. I said it in videos. I said it on the podcast. It wouldn't shock me if the Rangers were going to go this route. That's what I said numerous times, that it wasn't going to shock me what the line combinations were, because Gallant does what he does. And I have mixed feelings about this, and this is where I want you guys to comment down below what you think about this, because I personally still don't know how to feel, and I'm in such a tough spot, because on one hand, I trust Gallant a bit, even though there were a couple bonehead decisions he made with the lineup last year. I still trust him to a degree. But on the other hand, this doesn't make sense, because if you look at his quote at the end of last year, when he was asked if they were going to be top 6 players, that being Kakko and Lafreniere, he said, yes, 100%, I hope so, at the very least, or something along the lines there. I'm paraphrasing, but that it was something along those lines, that quote. But now we're seeing, oh, okay, open camp, they're just not in the top 6, and it's bizarre. Listen, I understand the kid line worked in the postseason last year, and you want to keep that band together because of that. But at the same time, I'm a little skeptical of it, because when are we going to see these guys play in the top 6? If it's not now, when is it? I thought after we traded Buchnevich, that was going to be last season, and then I thought it was going to be this season. Now that you let Frank Vatrano walk, and for whatever reason it's not, it just makes you wonder, why did they not keep Buchnevich or Frank Vatrano if they weren't going to play these guys in the top 6? But that's when I also say there are a couple different caveats to this, because one, when do we ever see the lines that come out of camp be the normal lines going into the season? Unless you are a team that is no doubt the same roster as last year, and these line combinations were the same ones for pretty much all 82 games, which obviously is not the case because there are injuries. But unless it's just proven those are the best lines that you rolled out, then the lines change coming out of camp. So there's nothing to worry about there. Last year, I mean, we were hyped about the 5th line with Barron, Hunt, and Gauthier last season. There were a couple different line combinations that we saw that didn't end up coming to fruition. And that also kind of leads me, like I said before, to my other point. Injuries happen. Sammy Blais has not played a full 82-game season in his entire NHL career, whether that is because he's been healthy scratched or whether that's because of injuries like the ACL injury that he had last year. Sammy Blais has not been healthy, and his career high in points in a single season is 15. That's where I have the question of, why is he on the first line? And I also wonder why, considering the fact that the 5-on-5 play with a guy like Sammy Blais, Barclay Goodrow, Ryan Reeves, when you were Dryden Hunt, how can I forget him? When you were throwing those guys on the top 6, the 5-on-5 play was not great. And then you saw they brought in Vatrano and Kopp, and it was night and day, the difference between the play. And also, you might be pointing out, well, okay, Kreider and Zibanejad should be good enough that they don't need that extra winger, right? Well, if you look at their points last year, a lot of it came on the power play, and I really wonder how much of it came down the stretch when they added Frank Vetrano. And then for Panarin and Trocheck, well, Trocheck wasn't here, but for Panarin and Strome, how much of it changed when Andrew Copp was here? I'd say a good amount, considering Andrew Copp was over a point per game player when he was a Ranger. So my point is that I'm a little worried. As of right now. Again, nothing's set in stone, and things could change, because at the end of the day, it's an 82-game season, and the lines are never the same throughout the entire season. They are not. However, I am not thrilled by the idea. The only thing that gets me a bit excited is the third line, them being together. They showed so much in the playoffs where, okay, if they could continue this, good luck for teams. You're like deciding who you're going to send your matchup line out against. Kreider, are you going to send them out there against Trocheck and Panarin, or are you going to send them out there against the third line that was lighting it up in the playoffs? It's going to be a problem for other teams. However, we need to see Kravtsov step in and make an immediate impact playing with Panarin and Trocheck, and we need to see Sammy Blais stay healthy, and we need to see him show consistent play. Otherwise, there are going to be problems, and they are going to be problems quickly, very quickly, if we don't see any of those things come to fruition when it comes to a Blais consistent play. But I don't know. I'm a little skeptical of these lines. And then we also heard Barclay Goodrow is starting things off slowly for the season, which he apparently had a broken ankle, which we knew that he had some sort of ankle injury, didn't know it was a broken ankle. So he's starting slowly to begin the season. I don't think he's going to miss any games. If I had to guess, the most amount he'd miss is 1 or 2, like maybe like a week or 2 worth of games, whatever it is. But I don't expect him to miss a significant amount of time. It would be a huge blow if he did miss a certain amount of time at the start of next season, but I don't think it's going to be the end-all be-all. I think he should be good to go come the end of preseason at the very least, but interesting to see that he's going to start things slow. Speaking of Kravtsov, you have Gallant saying to him that you got to take advantage of the opportunity here. You have to. This is your opportunity. I'm giving it to you, and you got to make the most of it. You can't be upset and be hurt if you get moved down to the third line, fourth line. You have to take advantage of the opportunity here. Playing with a guy like Panarin and playing with a guy like Trocheck, you have to take advantage. That's paraphrasing, of course, what he said, but it was along the lines of you need to take advantage of the opportunity here. Along the lines of that, and I don't disagree. You're giving him the spot there in the top 6. He's got to make the most of it, and if not, then guess what? You're not going to be playing there. Simple as that. And then Sammy Blais, the update is he's 100% healthy now. He's ready to go, excited to play games, which I'm happy for him that he's healthy. And I like Sammy Blais, but in the top 6, I'm not crazy about it still. And then in terms of the last thing, we got some confirmation when it comes to the defense a bit, sort of. I mean, he said that Schneider is going to be on that bottom pair, and we know the top 5, it's set in stone. It's going to be a fight for that last spot, which we expected, but there was also a question. Maybe Schneider doesn't win the spot there, but it looks like he's a lock to make the opening night roster, and the question is, who is going to win out that last spot? Is it going to be Hayek? Is it going to be Jones, or is it going to be Robertson or Tenorti? But who is it going to be? That is the question, and that, I don't know. That's what camp is for. That's what preseason is for. We're going to have to wait and see. But those are all the updates that we have right now. There's nothing too crazy. I mean, the top 9 kind of shocked things a bit for people, but it didn't shock me personally. I wasn't going to be surprised with whatever line combination Gallant went with, because we saw what he did last year. We saw. But it didn't shock me, because I was thinking that third line played so well in the playoffs last year that it's going to be hard to break them up. But I'm not crazy with the idea of this line combination personally. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know also your thoughts about the third defensive pair, who you think should get that last roster spot. Let me know all that in the comment section. And yeah, preseason starting up on Monday. I'm so excited for things to start up again. So yeah, I can't wait. Let me know again in the comments what you guys are thinking, how you're feeling. Are you excited? Well, obviously you are, but how are you feeling? Are you going to any preseason games? Are you going to wait for the regular season? Let me know in the comment section below how you're feeling and all that, how pumped up you are. I'm excited, but that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. If you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe. If you guys are new, especially Ranger fans, turn on your notifications so you know when I upload next, and I will see you in the next one. Let's go, Rangers.